To get to the historical information on your PIDs, what you'll want to do is connect to the instrument, which you'll see defined up here on the top right. So we're going to go to all case 3. You'll see down at the bottom where we say comms is good, so that means we're connected. I can disconnect that way. When you refer to the online settings, or for the settings for the instrument, from here you'll have the tab which is called Backup and Restore. On the Backup and Restore file here, I have an opportunity where I can compare the active device, which is all case number 3, to all case number 3, and I have a drop-down list of all the times that there was a backup that was performed. So the last backup was on 2/12. If I want to go back and compare that to the backups on 1/17, when I hit this compare button, it's actually going to show me the differences between the old and the new, any of the settings that have been changed. So it's evaluating what's currently in the controller as defined in the active device, and then referring back to that backup that was made on the 17th of January at 8:45. So on here we can look at the values that are different, and we have loop 1. These are just the accumulators, which is just reference data. That's always going to be changing. So what we're interested in is if there are are there any changes related to the PID sets. And as you look through page 1 and page 2, there are no changes to any of the PIDs for either loop 1 or loop 2, which is going to be temperature and carbon, between 4/16 and 1/17. So I can do the same thing going back and looking at the current settings with the settings from 2/12. I hit the compare button, again active device, comparing it to February 12th on 2013 at 9:38 a.m. And it will display any of the differences there. So once it does its evaluation, it provides you with that list. And here are the differences. Similar to what I said before, is you have the accumulators, but there are no differences in the PID sets that are listed on there. So that's what we have is there. Now, if you wanted to go back and look at what the PID sets were back at some time, well, first of all, we can look at what they are currently set to. So we're still connected to the instrument. I can go into my PID loop setup, and I can look at loop 1 carbon. We have the PB, the reset, and the rate that are defined here. So that's 20.1 and 0. I think we were more concerned about loop 2, which was set the setup for carbon. And here we have the proportional band, which is 1.7, reset 0.04, and a rate of 2. So if I wanted to go back and look at the historical data or the historical configuration settings, if I click on backup file, select the all case number 3, and if I am interested in, let's just pick the December 14th, I'm going to go to Show Print, and when I hit the Show Print, you'll see that it gives me all the configuration files for that particular setting. So if we go down to PID loop 1, or I'm sorry, loop 2, you'll see that in December we had 1.7, 0.04, and then 2 were my settings back then. So in that case there, it's the same as what they are today. So I don't based off of what I'm seeing here, I don't see any changes that have been made. Well, going back to December, so let's just double check this one. Let's look at February 12th. I can click the show print and look at loop 2. And loop 2, we have 1.7, 0.04, and 2.0. So in that case there, we have the same situation where we don't have any changes to the PID loops.